बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाहि वकफ़ा वस्सलामु अला इबादिहिल्लज़ीना इस्तफ़ा अम्मा बाद फ़अऊज़ु बिल्लाहि मिनश्शैतानिर रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। My sisters and brothers, my mothers, my elders, my youngers. Nowadays we are discussing on the topic how to make your family life a source of content. So yesterday we discussed about the qualities of the woman of heaven, which kind of woman should one marry. Sustenance is from Allah, and fulfilling the rights of one's husband, the right of a husband, and other topics. So, we will start today the status of a husband. What will be the status of a husband? Ladies and gentlemen, the few Sahaba of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam once went on a journey. They interacted with different tribes, and on their return, they come to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam and said, "O Rasul of Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, during our journey, we saw many tribes prostrating before their leaders. In respect, we also wish to demonstrate such respect of prostrating before you, O Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam." Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam replied, "It is not permissible for my ummah to prostrate before anyone except Allah. And if there ever was an allowance of a prostration to anyone beside Allah, I would have ordered the wife to bow down before her husband." This incident illustrates what a high level of obligation a woman has towards her husband. The Quran says, فَالصَّالِحَاتُ قَانِتَاتٌ حَافِظَاتٌ لِلْغَيْبِ بِمَا حَفِظَ اللَّهُ. Thus, righteous women are obedient and guard the right of men in their absence under Allah's protection. A woman has to safeguard her chastity, her husband well, and also safeguard her children. If a woman is successful in achieving all the above, then this is her achievement. And what is the reason for disharmony in the house? The reality is that whatever there is disharmony in the marital relationship, the reason is a definite lack in the commandments of Deen from either of the spouses. Mostly, both sides are contributing of the issue. Both spouses are desirous that their right must be prioritized. Their desire must be entertained. Both want the upper hand in the decision make of the house. As a result of this, in today's time, there is no peace in the homes and absolutely no love. On a lighter note, I tell my companions that if you see a couple in a jovial mood, then you must think that they are definitely not married, and and where you see them behaving different to each other, understand that they are married. I say this whole true in major instances. I swear by Allah, since our society is deprived of virtues, therefore there is disunity, distrust, dislike, disharmony, and these traits are visible in our children as well. There is no one to guide the generation of today. The elders themselves are so consumed with their affairs. Who will take the responsibility of growing the youth? The whole society is engulfed in this fire of disharmony and conflict. Stable homes are the pillars of a society. However, the foundation of most of these homes have been jolted and shaken up, and hence, as a result of this, there is nothing but chaos and commotion in the society. So, my respected brothers, a household where there is free intermingling of the opposite gender will always be at a high risk of issues of complications. There will also be mistrust and doubt existing between the couples. The relationship will be very unpredictable, and so a strong attachment to our iman is essential to nurture our married life and is also a major factor in building security for our generations. In order to secure harmony and values through our generation, it is important that we follow the teaching of our Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. It is important to understand that if a man refrains from eyeing other women and focuses on his own wife, then he will appreciate her as she is, and if he is habitual of enjoying sight of other women, he will never appreciate his own wife, no matter how beautiful she may be. And the same applies to women, that they must focus on only their husbands and no other man, then only they will achieve marital satisfaction. It is vital that one carefully scrutinizes and evaluates the family background, value, and habit of the household and the person who you are planning to establish ties with. And how a house become a home, you know very well what is the house and what is the home. So homes are made when hearts unite fixtures, and bricks do not make home. If only the hearts unite, then the simplest of homes can become heaven, where one can enjoy life to its fullest. On the contrary, if relations are sore, then palatial homes can have unhappy residents. The secret to ultimate happiness is not in fancy abodes and lavish lifestyle, but it lies simply in pure relations that one has with their family. A life of a iman. Good deeds unify the heart. I am asking about this. Good deeds unify the heart. A life of iman, and one that is in accordance to sunnah, results in loving blossoming in the homes and in the hearts of the spouses. Both men and women must abide by this lifestyle. The husband must safeguard his wife, work towards bringing a smile of her face, give her attention, encourage and nurture her talents. He must be her pillar of support in life, and she must reciprocate him in the same way. And what are the qualities to be found in a woman? Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiallahu ta'ala anhu used to highlight the qualities of a woman as she is one on whose tongue there is constant thankfulness to Allah. She has sweetness in her speech, not for strangers but for her own. Nowadays, the reverse is happening in our society. There is harshness for our own people. Children should not be treated harshly. It is important that there is modesty in one's style and manners, as a person behaviors is a mirror of his personality. The way a person manages his gaze indicates his modesty and his respect for the opposite gender. Ladies are encouraged to involve themselves with constructive and progressive work so that they can increase their self-worth. Men, on the other hand, have to be extremely mindful of their responsibility, and they should be taking a charge of outdoor related duties and assignments. So now I will tell you about the modesty of Hazrat Usman Razila Ta'ala anhu. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had two son-in-laws. One is Hazrat Ali Razila Ta'ala anhu, and the other was Hazrat Usman Razila Ta'ala anhu. Hazrat Usman Razila Ta'ala anhu had a very high level of modesty. If ever Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was sitting in a reclined position and Hazrat Usman Razila Ta'ala anhu would enter, then our beloved Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would correct his posture and curl his legs inwards. The Sahaba Razila Ta'ala anhu would ask the beloved Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam why he Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was not comfortable in displaying a casual